One of Syfy's best shows is a 4-season series that combines the time travel of Dark with the post-apocalyptic dread of The Last of Us. Dark and The Last of Us may be very new shows, but they're already top contenders for the list of the best science fiction shows of all time. Dark is consistently praised for its massively complex but brilliantly thought-out time travel story, while The Last of Us is one of the most emotionally rich and well-acted zombie shows ever made, and one of the best video game adaptations of all time. Both The Last of Us and Dark are modern masterpieces. Combining the best elements of both into a single show seems like a great idea, and Syfy's 12 Monkeys proves that idea true. Though it came out in 2015, 2 years before Dark and 8 years before The Last of Us show, but 2 years after The Last of Us game, 12 Monkeys managed to touch on both time travel and a post-apocalypse in interesting and unique ways. Not to be confused with Bruce Willis and Brad Pitt's 1995 movie of the same name, Syfy's 12 Monkeys is a loose adaptation of the earlier film. It features many of the same characters played by different actors and the same premise of using time travel to stop a humanity-threatening plague. The show also greatly expands upon the movie in every way. Thanks to its 4-season run, 12 Monkeys was able to provide the blueprint for some of the best parts of both Dark and The Last of Us. Syfy's 12 Monkeys is one of the best time travel shows besides Dark. Few shows ever have or ever will compare to Dark's depiction of time travel, but 12 Monkeys is one of the closest runners-up. The first season admittedly has some hiccups and contrivances in its time travel, but as it progressed, 12 Monkeys only got better in dealing with time travel and all the paradoxes that accompany it. The show also used its 4 seasons to set up and eventually pay off some truly tremendous twists and callbacks. Aside from the twists and the carefully considered paradoxes, 12 Monkeys also makes time travel entertaining. One episode will see Cole sent to 2013 to connect with Cassie, while another will send him to 2006 in North Korea thanks to the problems with the time machine. There's no telling when or where Cole will end up in any given episode of 12 Monkeys, and it's even harder to predict how his mission to avert the apocalypse will progress. 12 Monkeys also has one of the most thematically rich explorations of time travel in any story, television, or movie. The original 12 Monkeys movie was largely about how the past is set in stone, how fate is unavoidable and unchangeable, and the tragedy of accelerating one's destiny by trying to avoid it. The 12 Monkeys show, however, is a poignant fight between free will and fate that will have you fully invested. 12 Monkeys is a very complex and somewhat convoluted show, and it will require viewers to pay extra attention, but it rewards that focus tenfold. By 12 Monkeys Season 4, even the most highbrow sci-fi elements of the show will feel natural, and the show uses all of its contrivances to tell a great story. It may not be as masterful from start to finish as Dark is, but 12 Monkeys is no slouch when it comes to time travel. 12 Monkeys also nails the post-apocalyptic feel of The Last of Us. While it doesn't have any zombies, 12 Monkeys does have the same kind of post-apocalyptic dread that made The Last of Us what it is. One of the defining features of The Last of Us is the sense that the world is very slowly dying. The zombies are going to win, the humans aren't going to find a cure, and even Ellie, the world's only hope, is sabotaged by Joel's actions. It's a very compellingly bleak story, and 12 Monkeys has the same dreadful feel to it. Throughout 12 Monkeys' 4 seasons, Cole and Cassie try everything they can to avert a cataclysmic plague that wipes out over 90% of the human population of Earth. Every time they take a step toward solving this problem, however, a new obstacle shows up, or a representative of the army of the 12 Monkeys intervenes, or Cole ends up creating an even worse alternate future. There's the same sense of doom in 12 Monkeys that there is in The Last of Us, but the thing that really binds the shows together is what they do with that dreadful feeling. Both shows use the hopelessness of the post-apocalypse to tell incredibly moving and suspenseful stories. Even though their worlds are almost certainly doomed, that doesn't stop Joel and Ellie or Cole and Cassie from trying to scrape out an existence and fight for tomorrow. 12 Monkeys really has something for almost any fan of science fiction. If you like the complicated, twisty plot of Dark, you'll love 12 Monkeys. If you like the somber and emotional feel of The Last of Us, you'll also like 12 Monkeys. It was a rare gem that largely flew under the radar back in 2015, but that just means that now is the perfect time to do yourself a favor and watch 12 Monkeys.